welcome. This is Carol from the team at CJG Wellness, and we're here for another of our monthly wellness and health and wellness talks. And today we have Diane Buckner, who with her husband, Robert, run the Well Frequency in Starkville, Mississippi in the USA. But today she's not talking about that. She's talking about Young Living essential oils, as she is a brand partner. And she's been studying and using essential oils for over 11 years. And she's going to share some of that experience with us in her talk about oils for wellness. And so I will hand over to Diane. And I'd like to thank you so much for coming and talking to us about this subject, as I know it's a growing interest that people have. And it certainly has proved to me over the years to be really good. So I hand over to you, Diane, and thank you again.
Thanks so much, Carol. I always love to get to talk to you. And this subject is something I'm really passionate about. I really believe that we got acquainted with essential oils over 11 years ago through the Lord. It was an answer to prayer. And first, I want to say before I share that the information that we discuss on this call is not intended to diagnose or cure or treat any diseases. We're not medical professionals. We are just sharing benefits and how to use oils effectively for educational purposes and to empower others. And so we'll share some testimonies, personal testimonies, and ways that we use essential oils, and hopefully it will help empower others to use essential oils effectively. So essential oils have been around for a long time, but there was about a little over 11 years ago, a couple of my boys were diagnosed with having severe allergies, seasonal allergies, and we had them tested. They were actually getting allergy shots every week, and they were really little. And I felt kind of guilty taking them in to get allergy shots. And after a year of doing that, they were still having all the same trouble and the same manifestations. And I told the doctor, this isn't helping. And he said, well, some folks it takes 2 years, so let's do it again. And I just, because we all want to help our children, we did it another year. And at the end of that time, they still weren't getting any benefits that we could see. They were still having a lot of trouble. And I, through a lot of prayer, just said, I'm done. I told my husband, we're not going back. And I just felt like there must be something their little bodies needed that they weren't getting, because God has made our bodies to heal themselves. And so there must be something that they were having an actual reaction to. And so we went to, we were going to actually a conference out of town, and I had no idea, but the Saturday of the weekend conference, there was a Young Living brand partner that shared about essential oils. And this was almost 12 years ago. And I had no idea what essential oils were. I turned to the person beside me as this lady was sharing and said, is this some kind of anointing oils like you hear about in the Bible? Like, I had no idea what essential oils were. And back then, now you see essential oils all over the internet. People talk about it on social media. Back then, nobody was talking about essential oils, and I was clueless. But I felt really drawn to what she was saying and felt like this was an answer for us. Now, it took us a while. It's been a journey, but it has benefited us far beyond just helping support seasonal allergies. And so I would love to share with you some of the ways that essential oils have benefited our family, but I'll share this story first, that when we first got involved in essential oils, we have 4 boys, and now they're ages 14 to 21. But when we first started the oils, our younger boys were 3 and 4, something like that. and they were not sleeping through the night. And so, you know, for parents, everybody knows that's the most miserable season, when your kids are not sleeping through the night. And there was not a night where I was getting a full night's sleep. And so one of the things I first learned was that the bottom of your feet is a really good place to put essential oils. And so the bottoms of our feet have really large pores. And I'm looking, I can't believe I don't even have this oil in my bag. It must be at home. But there is a blend called Peace and Calming, and Young Living has a number of different oils that help support and promote healthy relaxation and sleep. But this blend, Peace and Calming, the first night I got my oils after we ordered online, I put just a drop of Peace and Calming on the bottom of my kids' feet. And the next morning, I vividly remember waking up and was just in shock because I had slept all night long. I woke up and there was light coming through the windows. I looked at the clock and it was morning. And I thought, oh my goodness, you know, your first thought is, are the kids okay?
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
They were, and we had all slept through the night. And so that changed my life, honestly, because, and that was my first aha moment was, wow, okay, I don't know how these oils work. I don't understand this, but that was life-changing. And I'll back up a little bit and just say, what are essential oils for anybody who's brand new to essential oils? Essential oils are distilled or cold pressed from different parts of a plant. So they come from the stems, the roots, sometimes the leaves. It depends on the plant where you get essential oils. Essential oils have been around for a really long time. When you read in the Bible about the wise men bringing frankincense and myrrh to the king, to Jesus, they were talking about essential oils. Essential oils, the Bible is not a instruction guide on essential oils, but it mentions a lot of essential oils because that was really common in that day. And so when you read about cypress and cedar wood and things like this, they're talking about essential oils. And so, so that's a little bit about what essential oils are. They're very common all around the world and have been around since Bible times. I just didn't know what they were. and so anyway, they've become a really big part of our family. And I'll share so there is a blend called Thieves, and it's a blend of cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. And this is another oil that I started putting on the bottom of my kids' feet. And at the time we were, you know, I had 4 boys and we would struggle with, you know, this cold, that cold, you know, just constantly fighting stuff as kids, you know, are exposed to different germs and things like that. Nothing like what we've experienced in the past couple of years, you know, but anyway, I started just putting this little blend on the bottom of their feet. Now, I will share that this is a hot, what we call a hot oil. The cinnamon is very hot. And so if you put it directly on your skin, it'll burn. And sometimes if you have sensitive skin, it'll get red or irritated. And so we use, Young Living has a carrier oil. It's called V6, and it's just a really good blend of vegetable oils. But you can use, as a carrier oil, you can use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you have in your house, okay? And to dilute the oils. And I'll explain the difference between those cooking oils in just a moment, but I'll get back to Thieves. And so if you put this, especially on young children, the rule is dilute, 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 okay? Because you don't want to irritate their skin. Their bodies are smaller and their little respiratory systems are smaller and more sensitive to smells and things. So you can use oils with children, but we do recommend, especially for young children, I would say, you know, children, go by the child. You know, my youngest was probably 12 or thereabouts when he started using oils without a carrier oil. But still, Thieves, I don't put this directly on my skin. Okay, now you can get away with it on the bottom of your feet. I would dilute it for children, but the bottom of your feet are tough. And so even if you put it on there, you may not feel it. It's not going to necessarily burn, but if you're in doubt, always use a carrier oil. And we'll share some tips about that later, how to apply the oils with a carrier oil. But anyway, all I did was put this, I mean, we really started this habit, you know, like I said, over 11 years ago, putting Thieves on the bottom of our feet before we go to bed. And my kids stopped getting sick, and we just didn't have to go to the doctor. And that was amazing and really helped our bank account because we weren't having to run to the doctor so much. So we love Thieves. This is one that we don't ever want to be without. And if we ever feel like our immune system needs more support, then we will put this in the diffuser and just put drops of it in the diffuser, diffuse it. Young Living sells diffusers, but you can get diffusers online or at the drugstore. They're very readily available these days. And so, yeah, some people like to drink, put drops of Thieves oil in their tea, or, you know, even just hot water and honey, and Thieves oil really helps support the immune system, boost the immune system. And let's clarify this real quick. A couple of just things we have to understand about essential oils as we talk about them. I will say, Carol, that there are a lot of essential oils out there, and you can buy essential oils at the drugstore or at the grocery store. And I do not touch those essential oils. And this is how strictly I feel about that. We were out of town a few years ago, and I had forgotten to take a diffuser, and my husband was really needing some support, just was having a reaction to something, you know, to having some trouble with coughing and things in the night. And so we ran to a drugstore, and I just bought a little diffuser that we could put oils in and plug in. And it came with like a lavender and a peppermint oil that was some off brand. And I threw them away. Like I don't care if they're free. I did not touch those oils because there are no regulatory boards for essential oils. And so it's kind of like orange juice. It can say 100% and not be 100%. And so there are requirements by our governments in the West that it has to be a certain percent of pure, but that certain percent is not 100%. And so isn't that interesting? Yeah. So Young Living, I know there's probably other good companies out there, but I don't know about them. And I don't want to expose my family to anything that is possibly synthetic. Okay. Yeah. And so most, when you see fragrances in, you know, cosmetics or shampoos or whatever, it's real common to have, you know, lavender scented shampoo or something like that. Most of those things use synthetic fragrances. They're not 100% pure essential oils. And that's what I've learned over the years. But anyway, we trust Young Living. I've been to their farms. I've seen the science and the process that they take. And one of the things that I think is worth mentioning is, because I think this is just like crazy integrity, is that Young Living has their own farms, but they also have partner farms all over the world, and they will not distill oils from a farm, from a plant on a farm that has had any pesticides for at least 50 years.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah, like who can even, that's really huge to me. So anyway, there's a lot of other stuff. You can Google it, you can read it. And, but anyway, okay. So just a couple of tidbits about essential oils. So with Young Living, I know in the US and probably in the UK, we have regulations that say that companies have to put the primary usage of a product on the label. And so for example, this bottle of lavender that is colored The primary usage is topical or cosmetic. So they're recommending that you put this, you can use this lavender primarily on your skin. And, but we also have lavender that comes in a white label, which this is our cooking labels. They're called vitality oils. And so the primary usage of this Thieves oil says primarily to be used for ingestion or for cooking. And so you will find, if you look on Young Living's website, that you can buy both Thieves and lavender in the colored labels and the white labels. And the reason Young Living did that was so that we can talk about the fact that it's safe to ingest lavender or to use it directly on your skin, and the same for oils like Thieves. And so just so you know, like if you're buying Young Living oils, they don't add anything to their oils. So if you buy either the Vitality with the white label of lavender or the colored label, you're just getting lavender. There's nothing added. And so it's the same oil, but because of government regulations, having two different labels allows us to talk about the fact that we can use them either way. And then one other little tidbit. So we talked about carrier oils, and I just want to explain. So there are basically two different kind of oils that we're going to talk about. There's essential oils and there's cooking oils. So this is a vegetable oil blend. We talked about oils like coconut oil, almond oil, avocado oil, vegetable oil. Those are what we call cooking oils. And if you put those oils directly on your skin, we all have a picture of it. It's oily. That's because they have very large molecules. So when you put it on your skin, it just sits there, okay? The essential oils have very tiny molecules. So when you put them on your skin, they go right in. So you can see how if you get a hot oil like cinnamon in Thieves oil, or peppermint is a hotter oil. And if you use it together with a carrier oil, the oils are still going to go right into your bloodstream. They're going to go right in and help support your body on a cellular level. But the carrier oil is helping so it doesn't cause any redness or irritation on your skin. And so does that make sense, Carol, how you can use carrier oils together? So
great.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. Thank you. No, it's amazing what oils can do. So which oils do you use every day? And
so
how do you use them?
Yeah. So I have I carry these oils go with me everywhere in my purse. And so I'll put lavender and Thieves back in there. So these are the oils that I use every day. And our boys all play baseball, are very active. And actually our older boys have their own oils and they carry them with them. I have two boys that are in college. My husband has oils. He carries them in the car with him when he goes to work somewhere. So oils are very much a part of our lifestyle. Lavender definitely is one that I use a lot. And I'll share a personal testimony. Lavender is really great. A lot of us are familiar with lavender supporting healthy sleep, and you can just rub a drop on your, and this is the proper way to use essential oils. You just drop a drop in your hand and you can rub it in and inhale. You can put it directly on your skin. Lavender is really mild. Again, with young children, babies, I would dilute it, okay? But it is not a hot oil and it's safe to put directly on skin. It's really great for supporting everything skin. So whether it's teenage skin or in the summertime when you're out at the beach and your skin's overheated or exposed to sun too much, whether it's supporting healthy sleep and just putting it on your neck before you go to bed. You can put some on your pillowcase. It's great to put in a bath if you just are wanting more relaxation. I recommend that you don't just dump it in a bath of water, because water and oil mix. We all remember that experiment from when we were younger. So they literally separate. And so if you just are dropping it in your bath water, it it's there, but it doesn't have anything to hold on to. So Epsom salt is really common. You know, it helps with detoxing. It's really great for relaxing and supporting your immune system. And so I recommend that you drop some drops of lavender on the Epsom salt and put that in your bath, because it kind of gives it something to hold on to. But I'll share with you, and lavender is also really great for supporting healthy sinuses. So if I am having any trouble, I will put lavender on my nose. Sometimes I put it right inside my cheeks, just to support healthy sinuses. It is really super for that. But I'll share this.
So when you say you put it on your nose, do you mean like you just did over the bridge? Is
Yes.
that what you mean?
I just will dab it on. Yeah. And, but if I am there, I mean, this is a personal testimony that I've done a number of times. There are times in the spring when there are certain things growing that I will wake up sneezing, and I will take lavender in a capsule. You can buy vegetable capsules and just drop it in there, and they dissolve in your mouth as you take them. And so I will take it, ingest it, or I will put a drop on my finger and put it on the inside of my cheeks. Nice. And that just makes the sneezing stop. Like, it's really amazing. But recently, it was this weekend. So maybe 3 days ago, I was baking cookies, or that's what I was attempting to do. And I had a big metal bowl, and I had butter that was hard, and I had the oven on. So I stuck it in the oven. And of course, I took it out with a pot holder and put it on the stove. And I went to get a spoon, and I'm not used to sticking a metal bowl in the oven. And so, you know, I just quickly went to grab the side of the bowl and stir the butter. And when I did, I screamed. Like, it was metal gets really hot in the oven. Yeah. And while it was safe to put in the oven, I forgot that it was hot. And so, all the tips of my fingers, I pulled them off immediately, but it burned so bad. And I thought, oh no. And so I immediately ran it under cold water to just draw out the heat. And then I patted it dry. And this is what I did. I put lavender generously on all my fingertips and rubbed it together. And then probably a minute later, I did it again. And I may have done it 3 times within the span of 10 minutes. Okay. And then just, I didn't run it under cold water again. That's all I did. And 20 minutes later, they weren't red. There was no burn. There was no tenderness. My hand was fine. And so lavender is amazing for skin, and it's one of our absolute favorites. So we also, I'll just mention a few oils that we use all the time. Frankincense obviously is a Bible oil, and it's kind of if you're not sure what to use and you're really concerned about a skin area or something, use frankincense. It's good for everything. And so it's a little bit more costly because of where it grows. And so anyway, use it sparingly, but it's good for everything. And I forgot to mention, lavender is nicknamed the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. So if after this talk you can't remember what to use, just use lavender, and it probably will help. So peppermint is one that we use a lot at our house, and don't want to be without. And peppermint is amazing for healthy sinuses. And again, you can just put a drop on your hand. This is a hotter oil, so especially if you have young children or your skin is sensitive, use a carrier oil when applying this. But just smelling peppermint opens your sinuses. I often do this thing with people when I first meet someone and I'm introducing them to essential oils, to put a drop of peppermint in your hand and close your eyes and cup it over your nose and mouth and just inhale. And people are shocked at how the menthol, you just feel it just opening your sinuses. And I've had people who, say, oh my goodness, like that just really opened me all up. You can even inhale through your mouth and you feel it just open everything up, and then take the rest and rub it. You can rub it on your temples, especially if you have any tension that you're fighting, muscle soreness. I tell ladies, it seems like men are the ones that are real skeptical of essential oils. So I tell ladies, if you want to get your husband on board, when your husband comes home from work, just rub some peppermint on his shoulders and the back of his neck, because, you know, a lot of times when we come home, especially, you know, if men have a hard, if they're doing physical labor or something, you know, they might come home sore or something like that. And you immediately feel the menthol. It's kind of like a cooling sensation instead of like a heat, like an icy hot. It's a cooling sensation, and just helps soothe tired muscles, and it feels amazing. So peppermint is one that is just really handy and helpful to have around. As shared about Thieves, we use a lot of lemon, and the citrus oils are high in something called D-limonene, and you can Google that. I can't make any claims or talk about what it's for, but it's just really good for you. And so it's just called D-limonene. So you can search that and look it up. But lemon is great to add to your water. You can also, if you prefer lime or grapefruit, orange is really super. So whatever you prefer, but you know, a lot of us are familiar with the benefits of squeezing lemon into our water. So you would have to use 20 lemons to equal 1 drop of lemon essential oil in your water. So it's just really potent, really amazing. You can actually put a drop of lemon oil in your water in the morning and then just keep adding more water and not even add more essential oils. It's just really potent like that. But it helps support healthy digestion. You know, citrus fruits are acidic, but when we ingest them, they help our bodies to be more alkaline. So it's just really super to add a citrus essential oil to your water, and helps you to drink more water. Another one of our favorites is a blend. So the oils I've been mentioning, peppermint, lavender, frankincense, are single oils. There's just lavender in the bottle. Panaway is a blend, and it has wintergreen, heliochrysum, clove, and peppermint. And it is really incredible for any kind of sore, achy, tired muscles, anything, you know, that needs support physically in your structural body system. Really soothing, really supportive to put Panaway on there. And I'll share one that is one of my favorites that's a little bit off the beaten path. People don't talk about it very often, but it's called cedarwood. And this is, I don't want to quote, because I know we have people in different countries that are probably listening to your podcast, but cedar, so I don't know the exact price in your area, but it's one of the least expensive essential oils, and it's a Bible oil. You know, Solomon had, his house was made of cedar, so he was constantly smelling the aroma of the cedar, and he was one of the wisest men around, if that tells you anything. And so anyway, but cedarwood is, I kind of think of it like a smart oil. We have smartphones, we have smart TVs, they know what to do without us, right? And cedarwood is like that. It's of course, it's just God made, but it's amazing the benefits cedarwood has. And so it helps support, it's one of those oils that helps support healthy sleep. And I'll mention some of those real quick, because I know that's something a lot of people need help with, just relaxing and help supporting sleep. And there's not a right or wrong oil. If you feel drawn to cedarwood, then get that one if you need help with sleep or your children need help with sleep. but some of the ones that I love are lavender, cedarwood, peace and calming. Stress away is also a blend that helps support healthy sleep and relaxation. Vetiver is one that is a little bit more woodsy that some people prefer. And you can use any of those. You don't have to have them all, whatever you kind of feel drawn to. But cedarwood, so it is great to support healthy sleep, relaxation. It's great to support hair growth. And so I know that's a big topic since COVID. A lot of people have experienced hair loss. And so that's something people are looking for, is help support healthy hair. And so anyway, you can add it to your shampoo or your hair products or whatever, or just put it directly on your scalp. I would recommend, if you do that, to do it before bedtime, because it does support healthy sleep. But let me tell you how this little oil is so smart. So if you use cedarwood in the morning, it helps stimulate your pineal gland to produce serotonin, which helps you to focus and be more alert and more awake. If you use the same oil in the evening, it helps stimulate the pineal gland to produce melatonin, which helps us to sleep and helps us to relax. So this, I'm telling you, this is such a gem to have in your oil collection, and it's just really super, and it smells amazing. So this is one of my favorites that we use every day. I think a lot of people ask me, Carol, how do you, like, it's hard for me to remember to use the oils. And I tell people to make it easy for yourself. So I keep oils in my bathroom. I keep a few oils in my kitchen that I use in the kitchen. We carry these oils around because I don't want to be out somewhere and need an oil and think, man, next time I need to remember to have it with me. You know, you're going to use them if you make them easy to use and accessible. And so, so anyway, that's something that I would tell you is, you know, your habits, make this part of your habit, part of your everyday. And I'll share a couple of tips, Carol, and then maybe we can come back to some bonus oils if you have time. But
that sounds great. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So a couple things. Yeah, a couple things that I just think are really, to make it easy to use essential oils. This is these are blue roller bottles, and they're glass. You can order them on Amazon or wherever you order stuff online. And I always just search for glass roller bottles, because essential oils, especially citrus oils, you should always use in glass. If you're using plastic, just think about how they're breaking down petrochemicals and things. And so you just don't want to put them in plastic. And that goes for drinking or any usage with essential oils. So I just search for glass roller bottles with a metal roller bottle top, because you can also get plastic. These are just, you know, a little bit more, and you can buy them in bulk. I can't remember the quantities, but you can buy like 10 in a package, or you can buy more. And so I usually buy them in bulk and then have them ready to use. But all of the essential oils, I'll show you this. All of the essential oils have a little, with Young Living, have a little spacer on top, and you can use your bottle top and pry that spacer right off. I hope you can see how it comes right off. And so you can order roller bottle tops, like a pack of 10 from Young Living, and all of them fit right on either the 15 ml bottles or the 10 ml bottles. And all you do to put it on there is you set it there, and you use the cap that it comes with, and you screw it down, and voila, it's on there.
Right.
And then to get it off, you just use that cap. This one might be harder. Yep, it just pops right off. And
that's really good.
Yeah, the spacer is really handy because it doesn't let the oils pour out, so it just comes out by drops. But these roller bottles, you also just use the top. I hope I'm demonstrating this okay, to just pop it off. It's a little bit harder to get off, but it just pops that cap off. And then you can add, I usually add a carrier oil when I make something in a roller bottle, because it makes it go farther, and you're still getting the benefits of the oil. So this V6 comes with a handy pump, so you can just have to unscrew it. So you can just pump the oils in there. I don't know if you can see that on the video.
Yeah,
and then you can just drop your oils right in the roller bottle. And I'm just going to stop for the sake of time, but that gives you the idea. You pop the cap right back on there, and setting it down, pop it right back on there, or use the cap to pop it in. And then this is easy to carry in your purse, in your pocket. I make these for my boys a lot, because especially my boys that are in college, if they have to support their immune system, I might put something like Thieves and maybe thyme, oregano are really hot oils, really hot. Always use a carrier, but they are super for supporting your immune system. And so then, and with a carrier oil, it's all ready to rub on their chest or their back or wherever when they're not at home and don't have me to say, hey, Mom, can you put this oil on me? And so that's really easy for personal use. The other tip that I'll share that's also super easy, and if you've got people that you're trying to, share with, you think, oh, this oil would really help somebody, this is a really easy way to do that. So these are called personal inhalers, and it doesn't look like what we think of as like a rescue inhaler, for asthma or something. I'm not talking about that. But just, you can search for them. I think I ordered these on Amazon a while ago, but you can order like a big package like this, and it comes with different colors, and it comes with these little cotton wicks, if you can see that. And so if you, you take the little cotton wick, and it comes in little pieces. So this is the inside here, if I can show that. So it has little holes in the top, little hole in the top of this one doesn't have the hole. Sorry, the holes are here and here on the sides as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you put this on top just to keep it clean, but you stick the wick in. You can put even just peppermint. I demonstrated how peppermint is so great to support your sinuses. So whether it's, in the winter months, or maybe during seasonal times where you need extra support with respiratory support, you can use, oils that are specifically good for supporting your sinuses, like eucalyptus, or we have blends like Raven and RC are really good respiratory blends, or you can just put peppermint in there and you just drop it in. It's open. You just drop it in there. It comes with a little screw top, and you push it in. Okay. And these fit so easily in your pocket or your purse. And then you don't stick it up your nose. You just inhale. And so I am telling you, this seems so simple, but it is such an easy way to use essential oils. And Carol, if you let me share one more really cool.
That's great. That's great.
So this blend is Longevity, and it is a blend of thyme, clove, orange, and frankincense. Smells amazing. And I have used this. It's called Longevity. So a lot of the oils have names that help you know how to use them. Okay. So this is a great oil to help support healthy immune system. It's great for the fall and winter months when our immune system needs more support. But recently there was a new study that was published on PubMed, and maybe I can send you the link and you can share it as well, Carol. But
yes, that'd be good.
But they did a study with women, and after post-COVID, who had COVID and were struggling with energy levels after COVID, and all they did in the study was inhale Longevity. So this would be an oil that you could easily put in your little personal inhaler and carry around with you. And it was proven through the study that it helped support these women who were struggling with energy levels post-COVID. It helped boost their energy just by inhaling that essential oil blend. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, yeah, that is really good. I think I need to turn my light on. seem to be disappearing.
Okay. I can see you again, Carol.
That's better, yes. Didn't realise it was going to get dark like that. Yeah. Okay. No, that's great, Diane. Thank you so much. I'm sure there's lots more we could talk about and you could talk about, but I think what we'll have to do is have you back because there's so much you can talk about with oils, and there's so much they can support the body in so many different ways. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, because you obviously have.
Thank you so much for having me, Carol.
Yeah. No, I know that the community will really enjoy this, so that's great. Yeah, thank you. Yes, so everybody, thank you for listening, and we're looking forward to seeing you again next month. So this is Carol from the team at CJG Wellness saying thank you and goodbye for now. See you again next month. Bye.